10-year-old Stephen Pugh had stayed up all night, unable to sleep. He was too excited for his family's trip to the amusement park. By morning, however, he was bursting with energy and felt a great sense of wonder and anticipation for the day to come. When the car pulled into the enormous lot, the entire family climbed out and stretched their limbs. Mother, father, and Stephen's younger brother, Tony. The children had never been to the amusement park before, but Tony had been excelling in school and baseball in recent months, so it was no surprise that mother and father had allowed him to go. Stephen's grades and physical abilities were quite poor, but they had let him come along anyway. He was surprised by this, since they seemed so disappointed in him lately. "Look at all the neat rides," Stephen proclaimed as they approached the entrance. Mother and father signed a paper, paid the money, and then each member of the family had their hand stamped. Inside they went, one by one. In the distance was a strange and wonderful roller coaster. It had a large glowing sign on the top that read, "Clipping." "Mother, father, can we go on that one?" Stephen cried out with great enthusiasm. Father agreed. "If that's the one you want, son, then of course you can ride it." Stephen's younger brother seemed unhappy with this choice. In fact, he seemed unhappy with everything lately. Moving up the beautiful midway toward the snaking roller coaster, the family passed another ride called Bobbins. This ride consisted of 2 gigantic arms with caged gondolas on each end. They were like the heads of towering, rotating hammers. Stephen and the family watched as an elderly man and a large gray dog were put into the 2 opposite gondolas. As they moved past the attraction toward Clipping, the gondolas were quickly secured shut, and the giant machine arms raised upwards to begin the ride. They slowly began to swing in unison. Higher and higher they went. Stephen Pugh could barely take his eyes off the fantastic sight, but mother and father were insistent that they hurry to the roller coaster. Suddenly there was an enormous cracking sound, and when Stephen looked back, he saw that the arms were now completely stopped and pressed together in their starting position. It had sounded almost as if the 2 cars had collided in midair. Stephen saw the old man and the dog being lifted out of the carriages, but they were not moving at all. They were asleep now. The sight made Stephen feel very strange. As the family continued on, Clipping loomed in front of them. Stephen was so excited to ride on his first roller coaster that for a moment he almost completely forgot about the old man and the dog. But entering the gate to the non-existent line, Stephen suddenly got a bad feeling. He turned to his family, who had stopped in their tracks behind him. "Mother, father," he asked, "why do dogs and old people go on the rides here?" Mother and father hesitated. They both gazed down upon him. Tony just looked away. "Son," father said, kneeling down to the boy, "everyone has their usefulness. Everyone and everything. But when you stop contributing to the family unit, to society, then it's time to come to the amusement park. It's just easier that way. It's a good thing." "I don't understand. Aren't you coming?" the boy asked, looking at his family who had stopped there just before the ride. "No, we'll just watch," father said, half smiling. "This ride is only for you. Honestly, the amusement park was always just for you. This is your place, buddy." Mother chimed in. "Don't worry, Stephen. They make it fun, and the ride is over very fast. You don't have to be afraid. You won't feel a thing." The boy didn't understand what they were saying. Mother and father gently pushed Stephen through the gates toward the roller coaster train, which was just pulling up. Inside, ready to get off, was another boy. He was slumped over, and his eyes were closed. His face was severely deformed. He seemed to have been disabled from birth. He was asleep now. The boy's parents stood waiting at the ride's exit. Between them was a small, empty wheelchair.